I get this question all the time. Should I carb cycle on a ketogenic diet? Is it safer to sort of intermittently add in some carbs to keep your blood sugar stable, to keep your insulin stable, your A1C, and give you energy? Let's get into it. Welcome, everyone, to my crazy life, but I love it. Okay, carbs. How long should you do carnivore? How long should you do a ketogenic diet before cycling back the carbs? Is it a good idea to just sort of maybe do carbs once a week? Do, 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 do. Hell no. The point is to drive ketosis. If you throw carbs at a no carb diet, the blood sugar goes skyrockets because you're not in ketosis yet. And if you're going to do a carnivore diet or snake diet, lion diet, the whole point is to be in ketosis because you cannot get energy from protein. No, I mean a little bit, but like you're not going to get glycogen storage. That's the major gasoline tank in the body car. It can't do that, nor is that whole fake carnivore fruit garbage. No. You have to pick a lane because you can't reset the body. People are like, oh, I'm going to reset. No, you cannot reset the body. The body has to develop the enzymatic responses to break down the food. You have to be able to make ketones or be able to store glucose or develop GLUT4 receptors. There's so many things that your body has to develop when you're doing dietary shifts. People online make it sound so easy. It's not. Unless you're extremely athletic. But most people who watch my channel are not pro or collegiate, athletes. You're not. You could be the weekend warrior or you could be the person who hits the gym. But most people have metabolic derangement, metabolic inflexibility. Therefore, cycling your carbs will literally make your insulin blood sugar freak the frack out. And if you don't believe me, go get a glucometer and test that nonsense. You have to choose and pick a lane. Either you're going to do carbs or you're going to try to drive ketosis. And you got to give yourself time to acclimatize to both. So if you've tried to do a ketogenic diet and you could not get into ketosis, so you're having problems with the gallbladder or blood sugar, and you decide to go back to carbs, then it's got to be low carb, higher in fat. So that could be between 100 to 120 grams of fat instead of 200 to 400 grams of fat per day. My mom's dog is freaking me out. That's why I'm going to keep this video nice and short. He's like pacing through the camper. Good times. What should you do? If you're going to do low carb, do low carb. Right? You're going to do 100 to 120 grams of fat and 80 to 100 grams of carbohydrates throughout the day. Eat every 3 hours, especially if you're doing low carb because you're not in ketosis. So you don't want your adrenals to just like hit the ground and cortisol spike because you don't know how to stabilize your blood sugar and you're depleting the glycogen storages with the low carb. And not enough fat to get into ketosis. If you're driving ketosis, why would you carb replete? Why would you cycle it? People only cycle their carbohydrates if they're not in ketosis. So learning how to drive ketosis so your blood sugar can be incredibly stable and insulin sensitive and A1C balanced, right? The snapshot of your hemoglobin cells. It's to, again, eat every 3 hours, but not as strict as low carb. But still, if you're having hypoglycemia, you have to eat every 3 hours. If you're fully in ketosis, you would never carb cycle because you're not going to be hungry for hours. Your blood sugar is going to be incredibly stable. Growth hormone, your adrenal function is going to normalize. Your reproductive hormones, DHEA production is going to be through the roof. Your sex hormonal reproduction is going to be through the roof, even if you're postmenopause or if you're andropause. Comment below. What are your thoughts on carb cycling? even though I'm 100% against it, because your brain's like, blood sugar is going to freak out because you just tried to eat high fat and now you're eating carbs again. You only eat carbs if you have hypoglycemia, your thyroid's tanking, can't get into ketosis, or the gallbladder's not working, and then you got to do a low carb, high fat strategy, not ketosis. Comment below, share this content. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. Facebook fan page is Stephanie the Business Person. You can book a consultation if you're struggling. I do have a course. It's only $15 a month. You can sign up through that at stephanieperson.com. And I'm out because I've got 11 animals. I had none just a few years ago. Got my first horse in my 50s. I'm still in my 50s. How did I end up with 9 equine and 2 dogs? Building a house, taking care of my mom, and still trying to research. I actually research. I actually have clients and learn from them. And I'm out. Peace. Almost 58. Soon to be 59 in a year. Peace.